Hey, good afternoon, movie fans. We're here to talk about the Oscar nominations, which were announced this morning in Hollywood. I'm Clint O'Connor.
I'm George Thomas.
And it's the 91st Academy Awards. We write for the Akron Beacon Journal and Ohio.com. We welcome your comments. Were your favorite films included? Did they get left out? What's your vibe on the latest Oscar nominations? We thought we'd jump right in on Best Picture.
Yeah.
There's 8 films up for it. Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star is Born, and Vice. George, what do we think of these 8 contenders?
I call it a so-so year in film. I mean, bell to bell, if you're looking at what I thought was the best film, it began with Black Panther. It's probably going to end with that. What's Bohemian Rhapsody doing here?
It's not a Best Picture, I don't think.
No.
Although I enjoyed it.
Roma, for instance. Alfonso Cuarón makes beautiful, beautiful pictures. But you know what the beauty of Roma or pictures are? If it's in the Cleveland Museum of Art, I can walk away after a few minutes. I saw Roma in the theaters,
yes,
and I felt captive for the better part of 2 hours.
Yes.
I get intimate, I get personal. For me, it was a slog. So, you know, I get what they're doing, and it's what the Oscars have always done, but...
No, you know, I have to agree, and it's received so many accolades, and I've liked his other films. He's a very talented guy. I felt the same way. It was really slow. I was bored. I was kind of checking my watch, and yeah. And it's the cinematography is beautiful, the black and white, interesting tone, interesting time period. This maid and her story taking care of this family in Mexico City in 1970. But yeah, it's not very thrilling. So.
And the funny part is, this is a wide open race, I think. I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody wins at the Globes. Roma wins with a critics organization that I belong to, the BFCA,
right,
which is supposed to be a harbinger of things to come. Okay, I really am not a fan of that.
Well, what do we think is the frontrunner at this point? I mean, Black Panther is the rare commercial smash. It was the top grossing film of 2018, and it doesn't often match up with Best Picture. I think the last one to do that was the third Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, biggest moneymaker and Best Picture winner. We've got Black Klansman, we've got The Favorite, which is this really kooky film about 3 women scheming against each other. All 3 women, by the way, were nominated also. Emma Stone, Olivia Colman, and Rachel Weisz. Green Book, A Star is Born. You know, when I first heard about that, I was like, please don't remake A Star is Born. It's already been made 3 times. However, I have to admit, I thought it was terrific. I thought Bradley Cooper was great, Lady Gaga.
It was a great movie. I've seen it before. I saw it with Streisand and Christopherson when I was a kid. It's like,
right.
Okay, you modernized it. I get it. The performances are wonderful. The music is great. I don't have to see it again.
Right.
I really don't. And Bradley Cooper did a great job directing. Yeah. He really did.
I agree. And he's up for Best Actor and Best Adapted Screenplay also. Vice. What about Vice? Obviously, it's very political. I thought it was very well done. Adam McKay in the style of The Big Short, his previous film, which did win an Oscar.
Scattershot for me.
Was it?
It was all over the place to me, and it took me out of the movie. Love Christian Bale.
Yeah.
I mean, at first I didn't realize who it was on the screen. It's
amazing. Yeah.
What's even more amazing is he took off the 45 pounds he put on to do that role.
Not easy to do. I think that's the one lock. Best Actor is Bale. Not only amazing, fantastic performance, he becomes Dick Cheney, as George said, but the Academy loves actors who gain a ton of weight and play a real person. It's happened time and again.
Absolutely.
See Jake LaMotta and others. So, well, what about the snubs? I mean, for Best Picture, If Beale Street Could Talk was certainly buzzed about quite a bit. I thought that had a chance. A Quiet Place, I thought was a terrific film that got mostly ignored except for one technical nomination. First Man, great performances. Ryan Gosling, Claire Foy. Not a big enough picture to kind of push people through.
See, I think we disagreed on this.
Okay.
One. I loved it.
Okay.
I thought it was great.
Okay.
I don't think you did.
I didn't. I thought the performances were great.
But that's a huge snub, given what Damien Chazelle has been able to accomplish so far in his career.
Director of La La Land.
Yeah. So it's definitely a huge snub for a film that is gorgeous. You know what sticks with me, though, about that movie? The score. The score is absolutely amazing, along with the performances.
Yes.
So I guess he's not a wonder kid.
It's
or
not,
maybe
yeah.
he is, but he just missed out. You
Not
can't
this
get him
year.
all.
There's
Unless
only
you're
so many-
Alfonso Cuarón.
That's true. Also, right, cinematography, editing, producing, directing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A couple of just quick things to note. I noticed that Yalitza Aparicio, the star of Roma, which we mentioned earlier, nominated for the first time. It's also the first film she's ever been in. And just contrast that with Sam Elliott, who's been in 97 films, dating back to Butch Cassidy or something, and the guy finally gets a supporting actor nomination.
And he might be the best thing about A Star Is Born.
He's terrific.
He steals every scene he's in, and it's amazing to me that he's never won an Oscar before. It really is, given his longevity.
Never been nominated.
Never, yeah. So
and that great voice, and bonus points. Bradley Cooper listened to tapes of Sam Elliott to come up with the voice for Bradley Cooper's character.
That makes sense.
Then he hired Sam Elliott to play his brother. Some snubs in the directing area. They're up for Best Picture, but not Best Director. Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born. Ryan Coogler, Black Panther, left out. What do you think about that?
It's not unexpected. There still
Okay.
isn't a lot of respect for comic book films. They're gonna, and I'm sure Disney is taking the Best Picture nomination and treating it like a quote unquote win, because even The Dark Knight didn't get an Oscar nomination for Best Picture.
Right.
Black Panther once again is going where no comic book film has gone before.
Yeah.
But Coogler probably deserved a nomination.
Yeah, I'm surprised. And speaking of Black Panther, no love for Michael B. Jordan from the Academy.
And see, he was the best thing about Black Panther. Depending on how you come down on the argument, some view him as the hero of that film. If you want to get political,
right. Yeah.
Because just like with the X-Men, where Stan Lee has the characters Magneto and Xavier as Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, the allegory there.
Yeah.
That's what Prince T'Challa and his cousin are.
Right.
They're Malcolm and MLK. So
Sure. Yeah, no, that's a great point. He's the rebel. He's the troublemaker.
Absolutely.
He wants to get things right, and good performance and a terrific actor. He's been great.
Absolutely.
Ever since Fruitvale Station, and terrific stuff. The other nominees for Best Director: Spike Lee, Paweł Pawlikowski for Cold War, Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorite, Alfonso we mentioned, and Adam McKay for Vice. So those are the five that did get it. No Barry Jenkins for Beale Street either, although he's won an Oscar previously for Moonlight. Yeah, exactly. Well, what about the telecast itself? I think you had some figures to share. Perhaps not a lot of folks tune into the actual Oscars themselves.
Well, at least not a lot of people below our age.
Right. That's true.
Here's the dilemma. With those, look at those Best Picture nominees. I look at it, they split 4 relatively commercial films versus 4 niche films, art films, especially in the case of Roma, which didn't really even come out of a studio.
Netflix.
And it looks like they're pandering somewhat. You've got the second biggest film of the year in Black Panther getting a Best Picture nomination. I don't think it has a shot in hell of winning. But they're hoping to pull some of that millennial eyesight in on the telecast. And I get it. The Oscars have been steadily down as far as viewers for the past 5 years. In 2014, they had a record 43.7 million viewers. Last year, it was 26.5 million.
Wow.
So, that's a huge loss in a short span. So,
It can tend to be pretty long, pretty boring. Nobody really cares about short documentaries, unfortunately. And it goes on and on and on. Of course, this year we don't even have a host, at least not yet, after the Kevin
I'm hosting
debacle. So we'll see about that. All right, I think we're going to leave on that note. Anything else? We're good. The actual Oscars, speaking of the broadcast, it's about a month from now. It's Sunday, February 24th on ABC.
Beer, pizza, and wings. It's like a football game.
There you go.